Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you have fun with me today. Excuse me. Of course, when I start a video, sorry about that. Hope everybody's been doing well. I have an idea for a card. Around the 1st of May, I got the May 2025 Simon Says Stamp Kit. It's the only kit I've ever ordered from Simon Says Stamp. And I've looked at them for a while. They are wonderful, wonderful kits, but I know me. If I ordered kits all the time, I would get overwhelmed. I just wouldn't have time to get to all of the things. And I've been wanting to play with this. I've experimented a little bit with a couple of things. But this was such a pretty set. And it is called The Beautiful and the Curious. So these are the stamps. And then all the dies for all the things. I have loved this, and what little bit I have played with it. Now, there was cardstock that came in the kit. There were some printed papers from a Tim Holtz collection, and I've taken one of them, and I have cut out this panel with the bird's nest, so we're going to see how this goes. One of the cardstocks they sent is called Steel from Simon Says Stamp, and I have fell in love with this color. It's not blue, it's not gray, and I don't know if I hold this up, if you can kind of see, there's a little bit of tonality in there. It's not a solid color all the way, and I love that. It's almost like it has a little bit of texture without having texture. So I thought that would make a really pretty card base, because those eggs kind of look like they have almost a hint of that steel cardstock. So, one of the other things they sent in the kit was this metallic envelope. And as I'm looking through the camera, it looks really yellow. It looks more of a muted gold in real life. And I don't know if that's picking up any of that shimmer, but it's got such a wonderful feel. Love that. Love that. All right, let's get going with my idea. Now, I've already pulled out the butterfly stamp. They also sent an assortment of 4 distress crayons. And I got to be honest, I had not paid attention to these, not really. Wasn't sure what all they were good for. Like I said, I've been playing with some of these stamps and just stamping with the distress crayons instead of regular ink to kind of see how that's going to go. And I've been very impressed. So if distress crayons are new to you or whether they're not, I hope you'll stay with me for this. The butterfly, I am going to stamp it on. They sent a half sheet of this ice vellum. Let's see if I can get it to catch the light just right. This is beautiful vellum. Definitely going to have that in my list of things to get. It is so pretty. But first we're going to stamp the butterfly. It came with this Distress Archival Ink Black Soot, which I am also enjoying. Let me move just a little bit of this stuff over so that we can kind of be in camera mode here. Let me just get this inked up. May take me a couple of times to get this where I want it. Got a couple of areas that are a little light. That's okay. And I definitely need to order a refill for this. And if I don't start making me a to-do list, I'm going to forget, get this out one day to use it, and it's going to be dry. So, because it's an archival ink, once it dries, it's permanent and waterproof. And we need to give this a hot minute to dry while we're doing other things. So, we're doing this first. It won't take it too long to dry. It really won't. But I want a little bit more depth of color than that. Everybody been doing well, I hope. We have sure been getting the rain this week. It has been glorious, because that means I don't have to go out and water. On the other hand, it also means little weeds, yeah, they're going to be good size before I can get out there and get them out. So, yeah. In the early spring, if you'll get on to the weeds as they're just coming up, you'll have a much better time all season long. And let me, one more time, just to make sure. Now, do understand, this is kind of a, not real distressed butterfly, but semi-distressed butterfly. And we are going to color it so. Get that corralled. Oh, my poor little rag here is almost ready for the laundry. However, I'm going to wipe off what I can initially, and then I'm going to bring in my StazOn stamp cleaner. Yeah, I'm a little generous with mine, but I'm really picky on my stamps, guys. I am. I want to make real sure the next time I get this out and go to stamp with it, I am not going to transfer anything. I don't care if it's stained. It's got to be clean. And I think that is clean. So I'm going to peel this up, and I'm just going to lay this to the side ever so gently. Make sure I get all that up. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to lift this out of here. I'm going to put it to the side to dry. But there's that butterfly. Isn't that sweet? Love the size of it. All right. So at this point, we're going to bring in this panel, because I want to do some stamping on it. And I'm going to warn y'all right now, I haven't really thought this out. I want the bird because of the bird nest. I do know I want the bird. So let's peel that out. Whoops. Come on. Let's see, where do I want to put it? Let's put it right about there. I think that looks pretty good. Should it be closer? No. Let's put it right up here. Right up here is good. It'll let go of me. Yeah, not quite so tilted. I'm going to pick that up. And at this point, am I in camera? I'm in camera. I'm going to go with the Stormy Sky Blue Distress Crayon that was in my kit. Now, it's been my understanding that these colors could vary. Not everybody necessarily got the same colors. When these dry, oh, are they permanent? I think they're water reactive. So, like, if you wanted to use this on a stamp and then do water splatters or something like that, you can. And I'm just going to quickly go over the surface of this, and we're going to see what we get. But pay attention and stay tuned, because I'm going to find other ways to use some of these crayons. And I am already thinking there are some other colors I would love to have in this. This is not the only thing you can do with distress crayons. I did find a video on Tim Holt's channel. I believe it was Embossing Glazes and Distress Crayons is what it was called. And so if you're interested in this kind of thing, definitely go and watch that. I want just a little bit more definition. A lot of times if I'm stamping in the background, I don't mind if it's subtle, but I kind of want this bird to be noticeable. And what I may need to do, I'll tell you what, let's do. I'm going to take a little spray bottle of water and just lightly mist that. Let's try that again and see what we get. they are water reactive, which is awesome. And if it comes out looking more like a watercolor, look at that. Oh, I'm happy. Very much like a watercolor. Oh, I love it. Now, I need to see if I can't get all that out of that stamp before I pull it off of there. So I'm going to spray this. Oh, goodness, what a rude water bottle. Sorry about that, guys. Sound effects for free. Okay. Oh, goodness. But yeah, I'm loving the rain. It's great. It is great. I see a little bit down in there. Got it. See a little bit right there. Got it. I think we're clean. And I don't think I want to... Man, I've got a good seal on here. I don't think I want to use the bird anymore. So now, let's look and see what else we can add to the background. I definitely want this ABC stamp. So I know I want to use that. I want some of these text stamps. I want this one. And whoops, don't stick to me. These are good and sticky, y'all. And you know something else I noticed about Simon Says Stamp? Look at this. The backing sheet is attached to the front sheet. I don't know about y'all, but I love that. I can't tell you how many times I've had to peel a sheet apart. And then I'm looking around for it because it blends in whatever it is sitting on top of. Now, let's see. Let's do a small butterfly in there somewhere. And, oh, gotta have the splatter. Gotta have the splatter. And I've not used this beautiful tree yet. I think I have room to incorporate that. So let's get the tree out. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't know what my future is on YouTube. I really don't. I kind of go back and forth whether I continue or not. Y'all know I'm not an affiliate with any of the crafting companies. I am not interested in being an affiliate. So my videos aren't showing you necessarily the latest and greatest, okay? And I think that's reflected in the views I'm getting. It could also be that I'm just boring. I don't know. Anyway, I had promised y'all last Friday, or I had promised you in my community post last Friday that I would have a video up for you Tuesday, and so I did. It was not well received. And, I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings, but it does make me wonder if I even need to try to continue. And I realize it is very possible that when I kind of quit having videos there for a while, did I make people mad? Did they leave for that reason and just not want to come back? And that's a possibility. So, I don't really want to get into those eggs right there. I kind of want those to stay. Let's see. Let's pick this up and raise it up. And, maybe I don't want to use that tree. Well, I'll tell you what I can do. We'll just ink up the top down so far and stamp it. And I think that might work. And obviously then I'm going to want to, well, it picked up my paper. Why didn't it stick? Well, it's not really sticky. Let's take care of that too. I'm just going to spray some water. And let me take a cleanish spot and just really wipe that down. I don't know what I could have got on there. Okay. Now let me see. Oh, that feels a lot better. Make sure that's dry before I put this paper down. Oh, and this paper is two-sided. So you could use either side you wanted to, which is awesome. Now let's do this again. You take that off and reposition. right about there. And again, I'm going to make real sure this is stuck down. I'm just barely going to touch it. There we go. Awesome. All right, let's go with Peel Paint. It's a color that I don't have in my collection yet, and I am falling in love with it. I really am. Love this. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Yeah, kinda. Kinda. Yeah, it's going to have a green trunk. Yeah, it is. There's some kind of a little tag there, a word. Okay. That worked better to kind of spray that with water. So I'm going to just lightly mist that. Let's see what we get. Am I an expert using these tools? Oh, heavens, no. But that's what's so fun. That is what's so fun. I love exploring and learning new things. You do too, or you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. Love this. But yeah, I mean, it's possible God is telling me, you know, I never meant for you to be on YouTube. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. My videos are plain. They're not fancy. They don't have any music in the intro, etc., etc. I know this. Oh, I do want more of an outline. Now you can extend that out. I do know Tim Holtz in the embossing glaze and distress pencil. I want to say that video was probably a couple years old. I just went to his channel and searched for that. Well, actually, I searched for distress crayons. And it was combined in with the embossing glazes, which I'm also really impressed with. But you got to have time to do all this kind of thing. So, oh, there we go. Now you can kind of see that that is a tree. So we just have a hint of a tree in the background. And let's go ahead and clean this now. And so yeah, in the world of card making, I'm not anything fancy. I just try to bring you ideas and hope that I can give you something that is valuable. So if you feel like I should continue, please let me know, because otherwise I'll just go ahead and phase it out. I won't just pull the plug on you all at once, but I will go ahead and phase it out. Okay, I think I have all of that off of there. If I don't, I'll get the rest of it later. So now let me gently pull that up. It gives me the shivers when I see somebody pull off a big photopolymer stamp like they're peeling up a gummy worm. Okay. I'm going to put the ABC there. What color do we want to use? We still have Abandoned Coral. I love that in the Distress Oxide and the Fossilized Amber. I think we're going to do this in the Fossilized Amber. So I'm going to scribble all over the surface, just like we've been doing. Before I spritz it with water, I want to kind of see how much I can get to transfer. A little bit. A little bit. Okay, we're going to do this again. And now, there's still a lot of Distress Crayon on there. So, I was trying to think of a way to get a softer spray. Okay. Gently. Okay. I can see it. You may not be able to read the actual ABC. It is very subtle. Again, it's more that watercolor look. And what I will do after the video is just take all this to my kitchen sink with a little toothbrush. Definitely had the stopper in the drain. I actually lost a stamp one time. By not having the stopper in the drain, and it was tiny. It was a tiny, tiny stamp. That looks like it's kind of straight. Let's introduce some abandoned coral on this text stamp. And put some of that on there. Love this stuff. Like, you really don't have to press. It's really creamy. Tim Holtz described it as kind of like a creamy lipstick, and he's right. Except I can't. There we go. There, so we can twist it up if we need to. He did say eventually, at some point ahead, they would tend to want to dry out as they got older. So I have made a promise to myself. Oh, I love that. Let me pick this up so you can see. I love that. I'm not even going to wet that one. And pick this up. Do you see that? In real life, it is a lot more prominent than what it's showing on my screen. So, awesome. And that there. I kind of wipe my finger off here a little bit. Now, let's see what else we pulled out. We've got this small butterfly. And I can put that right up there. Let's see. Let's do a yellow butterfly. Can y'all see? Nope. Move this down. I don't want to lose a stamp under there. Move this down so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm just scribbling. I mean, how easy does that get? Just scribbling. Right over the surface. Oh my. I can see a bare outline. I'm going to have to do this again. All right. And what I'm wondering is if maybe I should try the reverse and dampen the stamp before I put the crayon on. So I'm going to take and just kind of dampen this rag here. I don't know if that's going to add enough, but I'm learning. You're learning right along with me. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. I can feel the moisture on there because it didn't lay down quite as much of the crayon. Got that. All right. I can see the outline of that. Maybe you can't. I'm sorry if you can't. But hopefully when all is said and done, you know, we'll get a good look at it. All right, so there's the butterfly, and I don't think I'm going to put another butterfly on there. Now I've got this splatter stamp. Love, love, love. I'm going to put that in several places and in different colors. So, if I take where this is damp, and rub over that. Whoops. Let's get a little bit more out. And then just gently. You don't have to bear down with it. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Oh, that came out so well. Okay, let me kind of scrub that off. Now, you obviously could do this like in a dark gray ink or something. And I kind of thought about that, but I thought, no, I really want some pretty color. I'll put one about there. We're going to go in with some more abandoned coral. I'm partial to the corals as it is. I love coral nail polishes and things. I do. And I want another one. I want one more of the coral. And then we're going to have to start coming and filling in with a little bit of blue. So, tell you what, let me actually kind of clean it. We'll do a blue one on the splatter stamp. Am I getting it? Pretty well. Yeah, this is not a quick video today, guys. It's not. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, about in there. And we're going to do the Stormy Sky. I don't think I have Stormy Sky in my Distress Oxides. I might. But there are some that I don't have yet. There. And there is some more of that blue. And at this point, I think I've done enough of that. But isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to just get out things that are new to you? Now, I kind of think what I want to do is stamp this in the black ink for my sentiment. And then, see if I have that straight without getting my head in there. Is that straight? Looks like it. So we're going to get this archival black soot. Put that on there. I don't know. Is that straight? Yep, I guess it is. Okay. Oh, nice. How is that looking to you guys? Leave me comments below. Was this painful to watch? I love this. I never play on a video. I always feel like everything has to be pre-planned, pre-thought out, yada yada. And this time, I'm not doing that. All right, I think that's good and dark. It's not going to have to compete with the rest of the background. It will stand and shine on its own. But this is so much fun. Some of you may not really care for kind of a distressed look, but I love it. Now here is a text stamp. Not even sure which way that goes, and I don't guess it really matters. I need a little bit more blue. I do. I've got a blue bird. I've got one blue speckle and no other blue. I don't think that's straight. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, you goober. Come on. Pretty good. Okay, let's do another blue. That coral is so intense. I think I could easily overdo that coral. I don't want to overdo it. You're probably not going to see much of that unless, I mean, you can see some bluish something. And I have to be mindful of how much water I'm using, because this is not waterproof paper. It is not watercolor paper at all. I'm just barely going to touch that. I think that worked. I think that worked. Let me clean this off. Okay, we got this one out of the way. We got the You Make Me Smile, and that one has been done. Where else do we need something? I would like to have something right in here. So let's get this out and look. Did I put... I did. I'm looking. Here we go. Look here. We'll use this pretty little filigree. We're going to stick that in there. And now I dropped something just then. Cap to my water bottle. And let's cap this. I know I've only got one item in the green, but I don't want to go across it in the green. I think I have enough of the coral, so we're going to go to back to the yellow. Or we're going to go back to the blue. Maybe not. And again, I feel like I need to find a really fine mister bottle. Mister, M-I-S-T-E-R. Like a misting bottle that's really fine. Did I get that? Gently. Oh, I can go darker. I can go harder. Put some more on there. Do I need to start doing lives once a week with you guys? Would you appreciate that or no? Okay. Either way, guys, I'm happy. I'm content in my life. Everything is great. God is so good. So blessed. If it sounded like I was whining before, I really didn't mean for it to come out that way. I'm not. It's just, I mean, I have to be realistic. I've told y'all, I don't care to learn how to edit videos. I just don't care to learn all that. And am I wrong to not to want to know all that? Maybe. I don't know. All right, at this point, I think we're done with the stamping. And I'm going to gently pick this up and let you look. So what do you think, guys? Now, I'm a beginner at this. I freely admit it. Am I doing the very best possible? Oh, I'm sure I'm not. However, stay tuned. We got another technique coming up with the distress crayons. And at this point, because this needs to dry, I'm going to bring in my splat box. But here's what I don't know. Where are my... So, I previously bought just a few distress spritz. And weathered wood. Would that be a good one? Oh boy. Well, we got to get that mixed up. That looks pretty dark in the bottle. However, got that. Hickory smoke might be a possibility. Not the right tones in that tumbled glass. I feel like that would be too... Saltwater taffy would actually coordinate with that. Just don't know that I want that. Let's see here. I have got some scrap cardstock here. I was actually saving this area to do a sentiment or something. So we're going to start with this. And we're going to spritz a little bit. Love this stuff because of the shimmer it leaves behind. And I'm looking. I'm thinking that might work. Okay. So there is weathered wood. Now, let's try, come on. Let's try the hickory smoke. But I love, there's just a hint of blue. It's going to look gray to you on the screen. Wait until we get a little hickory smoke. See how much darker that is and more of a true gray? And I mean, it would work. But I'm really thinking that I would like to have... Now, there is a little bit of a spray here. It may be saltwater taffy from a previous trial. So we're going to see how that works. Do I want saltwater taffy? Oh my. That's a hard call. But I'd rather play it safe and go with the weathered wood. I really would. Now, this is what I do to mine. I turn it upside down and squirt it a couple of times. Make sure I get that nozzle cleaned. And when I'm by myself, I go to the time and the trouble to clean out my lid, because when you're shaking them up, sometimes it comes out that nozzle. And I'm just OCD like that. Yeah, I got some in the hickory smoke. So I'm going to wipe that out real quick. I'm going to turn it upside down and give it a couple of sprays. Alright, so that one's clean. Now, let's go back to the hickory smoke. And I'm going to hold it back quite a ways. Just a couple. I love it. Oh my goodness. You can't really see it until it dries. My ink is still wet where we stamped the You Make My Heart Smile. So we're going to lay this over to the side. Going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of my Distress sprays. And I'm going to bring in my die cut machine. The one that's closest to me. But first, I do want to cut this. I love this ice vellum, and I don't want to waste any more of it than I have to. And so, I'm going to make sure I got room for the die. Come on, lay down. Lay down, lay down. So there we go. This is so pretty. Okay. Now that should be good and dry. How clean are my hands? Well, not real clean. Let's see. No, it's still wet. It's still wet because it's on the vellum. All right, guys. We're going to bring in reinforcements. And we're just going to gently hurry that up to dry. I really thought it would have been dry by now, even though it was on the vellum. But I did stamp it like 3 or 4 times. So. Oh, come on. Come on. Well, heavens. And do it like this. Yeah. All right. And I honestly haven't had to use a heat tool on screen in a little bit. Now, it looks dry. And take a clean finger right there where it's, I'm still getting a tiny, tiny bit. Tiny, tiny bit. I really didn't want to heat emboss it. Now, I love heat embossing my butterflies and certain die cuts. I really didn't want to heat emboss it. Not for the more distressed look. So I'm doing this off camera to try to keep that out of your ears as best I can. Let's go from the back side too. Try that again. Do I have a clean finger? Now see, I'm one of those crafters. I don't care if I get inky. It doesn't bother me at all. A couple other things that came in that kit were all of these sentiments, and look at this beautiful bronze deco foil, which can be used on the sentiments or left plain, whatever your desire is. All right, now let's get ready to die cut this. Let me move my Misty. I'll make sure I have plenty of room up here. And I want to scrunch my card base that's laying back there. So we'll move that. This over here. And let me get that die out. Okay. There we go. All right, let's... Oh, I can say I didn't clean my plates after I last was die cutting. Let me get a cleaner one. I love this microfiber towel because anytime I get through die cutting, you know, you always have little shards of paper. You just do. And this just cleans them right off. Well, I needed to clean my machine too, evidently. Okay, now let's get this up here. I definitely need cement tape so I can hold this down in place. Make sure it doesn't shift. It doesn't look like it's going to leave too much of a white border. Like, I'm not seeing a white border at all. Okay. Nice. There we go. Now I'm going to tilt that a little bit. Run this through. Okay, I'm going to move this machine. Move my plates. Uh-oh, looks like I need to flip that one. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it on the bottom, put that one on top, because I try to keep mine as straight as I can. They're not perfectly straight, but I try. I do try. All right. Oh, look at that beautiful vellum. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Didn't have to do it out of vellum, but I really wanted to see what that was going to be like. Oh, I love that. All right, let me get my die put up. I'm getting excited, guys. Getting excited. Let me flip that so it has more contact with that magnet sheet. All right, so let me bring back in. Where did I put that to dry? Here it is. So how about if we do the yellow, the blue, and the coral for the butterfly? Yeah. The kit also came with a water brush. I don't know if that's enough or not. Have no idea. We're going to find out. It came with a water brush, but I had one that I had ordered sometime back and had never got it out to use it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? What in the world have I done with it? There it is, still in the package. It's a Distress Water Brush from Tim Holtz. And I used on it the other day when I was playing And because I knew these were water reactive, and Tim Holtz was showing in that video about how you could, oh yeah, looky there. Didn't even have to squeeze it. Now, I don't want a white edge, so I'm going to fill that in with some of this yellow, just so it isn't white. If you wanted to get real fussy, you absolutely could fussy cut all that. I'm not a fan of real fussy. Just not. But I didn't get into card making with that mindset, and so that's partly why. I'm just going around the body, trying to fill in some of that white around the edge. The brush is getting kind of wet. Kind of clean that off. Make sure I don't have any yellow in it. And let me look here. I need a little more yellow in places. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I just want to mute that white so it's not white. It can be off-white. That would be fine if I don't have a lot of yellow. Okay. But I thought the yellow might be the best color. And I'm going to bring in one of my cleaner towels and just get up the excess for the moment. Okay. Now, let's start. I obviously do not have enough of this down. Let's put a little bit more in there. Well, that's kind of wet. Let's see. That hopefully is enough. And I'm going to start in the middle and do the yellow on the body. And I'm going to come out just a little ways with it. Oh, this water brush makes it so easy, guys. This is easy and fun. Okay. And I'm going to clean that out. So I've got some yellow. How far out do I want to go with that yellow? Let's go out just a little further. Just a little more. About like so. Okay. About like that. Okay, clean that out. That's kind of stained at this point. So I'm going to clean that up. And I'm going to put another little fresh bit of water. Here we go. Now let's go to the blue. I'm going to put the blue next to the green if they overlap. I mean, blue next to the... Oh, blue next to the yellow. And if we get green, that's all right too. Oh, my heavens. I'll enjoy learning how to talk, right? I'm going to bring that down. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So... I want it a little darker than that, so let's bring in some more. A little more. I'm going to take some of that water off my brush so I can get some deeper color. Oh my heavens. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this. Oh, I'm loving it. Yes. Alright, can't really see that blue, and I'm not going to be happy until you can actually see some of that blue. So, oh, that one's hard to turn. I want blue to show up. It doesn't have to be like a neon blue, but I do need blue. Get back here. He left the stage. Okay. Okay. And basically all I'm doing here is scribbling. That's really all I'm doing. Okay, now I can see a lot more blue. Can you guys see that too? A little bit subtle, but that's just how this card is going to roll. And now let's go in and get some of this beautiful coral. And we'll finish out his wings in the coral. And I may just put a little bit down here, just for interest. Put some of that down there. There we go. Just a hint. Okay. Oh my goodness. What do you think? Now I watercolored on it. So, let me try to clean my brush off. I know the end will be stained. That's fine. I just don't want any. Let's squeeze some water out here and clean that off really well before I put that away. Where was my packaging? See, it's not written on here that it's a Tim Holtz. And just to make sure I know which water brush I have, I'm going to slide it back in here because not all water brushes work the same. And as I learn the properties of these different tools, then I can remember what I need for what technique. And let me spray this a little bit more. Wipe all this up. Wipe all that up. And I'm going to see if I can kind of flatten out that butterfly a little bit. I was trying to be careful not to add too much water. Let me get... Now, I'm not embossing, obviously, but I'm still going to try to kind of hold it. And let's see. This has just got a low, gentle heat. We're going to see what happens here. Because push come to shove, I may have to do something totally different. I may have to re-die cut it and recolor it in regular, well, media cardstock. I have some Strathmore cardstock, and I have from scrapbook.com, I've got mixed media cardstock that would have been perfect for this. Look at that shimmer. And so that shimmer will subtly come through that color that we put on the top. And I think that's actually not looking bad. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, did I pick a butterfly that was too big? I don't think I did. I don't think so. Now, here's another question, something else I've not planned. Do I want another layer behind this? And I really don't think it's going to be necessary. Sometimes I like a skinny border of a contrast, but I think I like that just how that is. So, I'm going to flex that a little bit. Don't want to crack the vellum. And get some glue here. Oops, it's been a little bit. It may be clogged. Oh, it's not. Yay! Awesome! Right. It's going to kind of get into that ABC. But honestly, I'll hold this up here in a minute. Let me give that a second to kind of dry. Hold on. Hold on, butterfly. I'll be right there. Hold on. Get his little butt down. Oh, but that's got beautiful dimension. Beautiful dimension. And I love that sentiment. You make my heart smile. I needed that in my stash. Oh, all right. Let's glue this down and I'll hold it up to the camera real close. How long have we been going? Right at an hour. Okay, well, you know, it's funny because I can sit through a Jennifer Maguire for better than an hour, or a Gina K for better than an hour, or a Kathy Zilski, or a Julian Michaels. Oh my gosh, I love her videos. And Artsy Island Girl is another one I really like. I'm trying to make sure I'm straight. It's kind of hard to tell if you're straight when it's up in the air. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? And if I tilt it just right, you might be able to see. It's a very, very fine shimmer mist that I put down with that weathered wood. I could have gone a little heavier, but honestly, it was like a perfect fine mist over just about everything. Let me know in the comments if you really like this kind of style or not. Let me know what you would like to see me do. If there are certain techniques, do you want to do a video where we're doing a lot of foiling? You know, do you want a video about heat embossing? What do you want? What do you find interesting? What is it that you haven't learned much of? And obviously, I am not really good even at this, but I'm going to get there because I love the mixed media look so much. But you guys are in my thoughts. You're in my prayers. Hope everyone is doing really well. Have a blessed weekend. And God is good all the time. Bye.